I'm just getting old. Otherwise, plug in. Hello, and welcome back to the quiz series. We've done this a couple of times before, and we're back for a third official installment. This is Guess the Amazing animated movie from its online Parents Guide reviews, and they are not gonna be very well described. As a brief recap of the rules, the movies that are going to be featured in this quiz, or can be, are all the ones that we have previously covered on the channel via our Amazing Movies playlist. Chances are you have heard of most of these movies. All of these reviews came out of Common Sense Media, and with it, I have a feeling they're gonna be horribly represented in verbiage. We've done this a couple of times before, if you'd like to also check those out, namely guessing general movies, terrible movies, and actually a deleted one that we never released, but maybe we'll do one day. Ooh, mystery. But otherwise, these are all gonna be animated movies as well, because that's just my niche. I love this stuff. Anyway, let's begin.
Well, it's Daz again.
Yeah, hello, it's me. I haven't gotten around to a quiz in a while. I'm glad to get back to it.
I guess it is just about time for another quiz.
Yeah, it's been a few months. Oops.
We're back to Common Sense Media today, but this time we're only looking at amazing films. Consider yourself lucky. All of these movies are at the very least good.
It has to be if I've actually claimed it as amazing. My descriptions are always only amazing or terrible, and more likely I lean towards terrible if something's mid.
Rules. Number 1. You will have limited hints to guess the animated movie taken directly from Parents Guide reviews. Number 2. Some of these hints are censored to remove obvious giveaways. Number 3. To correctly guess a movie with prequels or sequels, you have to guess both the correct franchise and the specific movie.
Seems easy enough, right? How bad could it possibly be?
Also, one last thing. Every movie featured in this quiz is a movie you have called amazing on this channel before. And this label is certainly more fitting for some films on this list than others.
Oh great, is there going to be a controversial pick I did for amazings? I thought my terribles are usually the controversial ones. What's a terrible amazing? Well, we'll get there.
You will have 3 hints to work with for this first batch of films. Good luck.
Okay. Positive role models? Hey, there's some. That's good to see. Blank learns the importance of appreciating the differences in everyone. Wow, could we get any more generic than that? Okay. This is like Kids Movie 101 right here. Now, unfortunately, I'm also going to fall into this rabbit hole of thinking of a bunch of great, amazing movies that I haven't actually covered properly yet. But appreciating the differences means we have to have a cast ensemble that are each a little bit quirky. Over the Hedge doesn't apply right now. We've only done a scene breakdown at this point. I'll get around to an amazing Over the Hedge. I want my cookie! All of the Toy Story movies, they're not appreciating differences. Apart from the very, very first one, which we did do recently, just Woody and Buzz are different. Okay, on the DreamWorks front, we've done Trolls. Those were terribles. Never mind. What are the legacy amazings I've done? Man, this should be a really short list in theory. Like, Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit is not differences. Cars 1 kind of has that vibe of a very rural town. Inside Out 2 does not really apply to differences. K-pop Demon Hunters, no. Okay, I think we got a couple in there, but I'm not sure how much more you can go with a very generic ping. Let's siphon it down. Characters learn to appreciate one another's differences. Oh, that's very helpful. Themes include humility and integrity, some racial ethnic stereotypes. In an amazing movie? What is that? Humility and integrity. Like, the wild robot doesn't get racial, does it? Toy Story 1 doesn't have that. We've also covered, like, a little bit of Illumination and, like, Despicable Me 1. We've done terrible Despicable Me 2. What else have we covered? There was, like, a little bit of, Corpse Bride was in there. Frozen. God, this is really gonna throw me off. But, I mean, this is where the bad descriptions are coming in. Like, is someone claiming that Toy Story is racism? Oh my god, it may be. Language. Use of the word hell. Bloody hell. Okay, dig deep into discovering the word hell in animated movies. I don't think they say that in Toy Story 1. They don't say, go to hell, bloody hell. I wouldn't think they'd do that for the very, very first Pixar movie. Now, Despicable Me. No, they wouldn't add hell. A minion doesn't say hell in that movie. Could it be something like Corpse Bride somehow? Like stop motion, horror, racial and ethnic stereotypes. I don't know where they're coming from for that. But that I feel like would be a movie that could use the word hell in theory. Or it is Cars. Actually, like the Cars can be like Luigi is a very Italian stereotype. I could feel like they could say hell, like drive like, I don't know, what the hell? I could hear it, weirdly. I think that's the closest pin I've really got to an ethnic stereotype in an amazing animated movie. So you know what? Yeah, we're gonna lock in Pixar's Cars 1. Surprised if they go there, but it fits. It fits. Film number 1 is Cars 1. Whoo! Luigi came in clutch for us there.
This is the most glorious day of my life.
That last little stereotype extrapolation, that really locked us in. Hell yeah, okay, I'll take it. I did terribly in the terrible movies quiz, so to be 1 out of 1, I'll take what I can get right now. I'm living on a high right now. Film 2. Positive role models, some. Blank doesn't let the fact that he's an unconventional small blank prevent him from following his dreams. Okay, I've got an idea. And blank learns to stand up for what he believes in. They both make mistakes, but they learn from them. There are several jokes at the expense of the French blankety blankety blank blank blankety blank blank. Okay, alright. I was locked in and then I'm pivoting. I thought this was gonna be How to Train Your Dragon 1. I remember we covered it because the How to Train Your Dragon remake was coming out at the same time. So he's an unconventional short boy, like an unconventional boy in a world of Vikings. Feels like it could have fit in, especially there's 2 people to make mistakes. But there's another duo I can think of with a little guy. And it all comes to at the expense of the French. Because unless this is a particularly British film, chances are this is a French film. And some French guy is very upset that they're insulting the French. I think this is Pixar's Ratatouille, right? A little rat. He's an unconventional chef. Remy doesn't let the fact, and Remy learns to stand up. It's 2 characters. I've pieced it together. Film 2. Film Ratatouille, maybe. Drinking, drugs, and smoking, it's blank. And no blank meal is served without a good bottle of wine. It's French, and no French meal. Have you censored the word French in this production? What are you trying to imply with this? I think we're on. I think we got it. Locked down, easy, mashed in there. I don't know what this means. There's very little sex, romance, and nudity. I'd hope so. I'm glad they didn't animate the rat's peen. Blank and blank flirt, embrace, and kiss. Ooh. Is that Colette and Linguini by any chance? I mean, she does dart her eyes down at one point. Maybe that's a little bit more than very little. I think this is Ratatouille. And unless this is like a debate, I think we got it. Ratatouille. There we go. We also covered the terrible Ratatouille. Wasn't one of my best videos, but hey, it was a crazy movie. Film 3. Positive messages, there's some. Don't dwell on the past. Revenge is never a good thing. We shouldn't be overly reliant on technology. We haven't done Amazing Mitchells vs. Machines, has we? As it can lead us to forgetting what makes us human. Communication, courage, and perseverance and teamwork are all displayed. Interesting. Don't dwell on the past. Oh no, I guess that could connect. This is very much sort of technology versus humankind, which definitely does make me think Mitchells vs. Machines. We've covered that in all sorts with multiple reviews and retrospectives. I love that movie. Favorite movie of the decade for me. I don't think I've actually done a full amazing on it yet, because I'm a fool. Courage, communication, teamwork as a family. Teamwork's kind of a biggie for anyone. Over the Hedge does it. Still not an amazing we've done. Toy Story, the cast will do it. Incredibles, they'll all do it. Kung Fu Panda and all of the, you know, Kung Fuers.
I love you guys.
Don't dwell on the past. Like forgiveness? Revenge! Obvious, easy. Like that's a standard, you know? We've already done Cars, and that's not a revenge story, so I can't say that. And technology and humanness. That's not Corpse Bride. What is that? Sex, romance, and nudity, very little. 2 characters lean in for a kiss before being interrupted. Whoa! I genuinely don't know what that is, actually. Like, I had a thought, and I wanted to see if another hint would reveal it, but this hint is throwing me off. Technology, humans, and not dwelling on the past could be DreamWorks' The Wild Robot. There's no romance in The Wild Robot, right? Who's kissing the robot? It's not her son. Is it like some side animal characters, or is it really not them at all? Don't dwell on the past. You killed the bird's family, and humanity is underwater. Revenge as well. That's not really a revenge story either. Oh man, this question's actually throwing me through a loop-de-loop. Diverse representations. Compared to previous films in the franchise, oh, there goes the Wild Robot, the characters and voice actors are more diverse. One main role is that of a British Asian female police officer voiced by British Asian actor blank. A brief scene features an interracial relationship, a brief mention of a man's weight. Ah, say less. Last question was all about the French. Sorry, excuse my language. You say British a few too many times in a comment hint. I think I've got it now. This is Wallace and Gromit? Hold on, let me work that out. Revenge is never a good thing. Sure, the gunshot Hugh Jackman, I think. Over-reliance on technology. Okay, that's Wallace to a T. Teamwork on display. Sure. And the lean-in for a kiss, Tottington and Wallace. Don't dwell on the past. What's wrong with the past in the Wallace and Gromit lore? Were-rabbit? I don't know. British Asian female officer. Female? I remember Big Head. And I know there's a female police officer in the other Wallace and Gromit movie. Oh, man. Have we covered another amazing British movie? Is there a second amazing British movie? Because we haven't done Chicken Run. We haven't done Arthur Christmas. Forgetting what makes us human kind of turns him into a rabbit. I'm gonna go with Wallace and Gromit. It's like a mix of Wallace and Gromit and Wild Robot I'm seeing here. But we're locking in the British. British actors never get cast in American movies, right? That makes sense to me. There's no police officer in Wild Robot, so forget about that. Wallace and Gromit, locking it in. Let's see. Film 3. I forgot there's another one. Did we do an amazing on Vengeance Most Foul? Oh, we did. Oh my god, I'm just getting old. I thought we only did a review on this movie. We did, of course. It just didn't happen. Apparently, I forgot whatever month this video came out in. Oh man, I was so close. Like, I knew all the pieces were there. Don't dwell on the past, Feathers McGraw. Doy! Oh, man. So close, yet so far. But a long way from Wild Robot, so at least I got halfway there. Whatever, man. Film 4. Love and selflessness are presented neatly in this quirky fairy tale. Have we done an amazing Shrek movie? I know we've done terrible Shrek 3. I think we might have done the amazing Shrek 1. Yes, we've done Shrek 1, would like to do Shrek 2, would love to do Shrek 4, can't wait for Shrek 5! Not me! Oh, the fun times. Love and selflessness? I don't know quite what the sacrifice is in selflessness is in Shrek, but we will keep that in mind. Does Corpse Bride count as a fairy tale? I don't think so. Drinking, drugs, and smoking. Ooh, the skeletons drink, but it's clearly fantasy. Ah, maybe Corpse Bride is a fairy tale. Are there skeletons in Shrek? There are, but they're very dead. One even comes with a cookbook. We have not covered a lot of those Tim Burton, Henry Selick movies. Coraline. We just did Amazing Coraline. That's not love and selflessness. Well, kind of. Are there skeletons? Oh, but also Hotel Transylvania. We have not done Amazing. Those are all terribles and a scene breakdown. Never mind. All right, some scariness. Crows in trees, talking skeletons, and dead bodies with rotting flesh and maggots. What a lovely, amazing animated kids movie in concept, isn't it? Really puts a distinct vision in your mind. But when I see this, crows in trees, whoa, I'm horrified of birds. I definitely see stop motion. Because we haven't exactly done, like, Amazing Monster House. Is that an amazing movie? It's fun. It could very well be that kind of Image Movers look, like A Christmas Carol, the horrifying one. But again, haven't covered that. I don't think we've ever really talked about that movie. We've done it once, I think, in talking about every Christmas Carol adaptation. Very niche video of mine, but it's there in my long-term memory. I think this must be, this movie's been on my mind all quiz. It's a random one from October last year, but it's an amazing, it's worth talking about. I think this is clearly Corpse Bride. Interesting to describe it as a quirky fairy tale, but I can see the skeletons drinking in the underground bar. I can see the rotting flesh and the maggots, and my mind is somehow not traumatized. And crows in trees. I don't remember that at all, but I'm sure they're in there somewhere. Corpse Bride. Lock it in, run it through. We haven't done A Nightmare Before Christmas. I did a reaction, never edited it. Film 4. Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. There we are. Easy. I can see the maggots in my mind coming out the side of her face. Lovely. Man, they really don't make kids' movies like they used to, eh?
Now, let's see how well you really know your amazing movies. We're dropping down to just 2 hints now.
Fine by me. Film 5. Very little educational value. You can't learn anything out of this movie. While the movie wasn't created with educational intent, it offers lessons on the importance of family and loyalty, as well as the value of not jumping headfirst into a romantic relationship. Ooh, nice. At first, I was thinking family and loyalty is generic, who knows what film that is. That could be Toy Story. They're a found family. Could be Mitchells vs. Machines. They're a real family. Again, have not done an amazing on that one. But not jumping headfirst into a romantic relationship, that's very specific. That is a Disney semi-insert parody awareness self thing. This is Frozen 1. Unless they're gonna throw me through, like, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Not romantic. Never mind. Let's see. Products and purchases. Nothing to be aware of. Just a few Mickey Mouse heads on the shelves or something. Nothing in the actual movie. But there are countless merchandise tie-ins with the movie, from apparel and figurines to costumes, accessories, books, makeup, and games. Bastard capitalists everywhere. They have to make us the ultra consumer. And while that could easily be, like, Minions, I think the addition of makeup as well helps to lock this in. Makeup's more female-coded, and so it's going to be a movie that's going to try and be a bit more universal or with a female protagonist. Disney, they love doing that stuff, making makeup merchandise. This is Frozen 1. We haven't done Frozen 2. Is that the one we're looking at, film 5? Hell yeah, it is! Okay, film 6. Language very little. Mild insult and minor swear words like suckers, stupid, poop, shoot, butt, and loser. I almost said laser for some reason. Okay, a poop. A movie that says poop, and I put it in an amazing. That's a surprise to me. Now, ironically, the Amazing series did actually begin as the Perfect series. I released it at the same time as the very first Terrible episode. It flopped, probably because I had some terrible thumbnails. I made a Back to the Future one, which is just the back of a DeLorean. Not exactly a face to attach to. And so I dropped it because it didn't get a lot of views. Also, Perfect means it's a really narrow amount of movies. Amazing is at least a little bit more broad. Back then, we did Wall-E and Back to the Future. I think maybe The Incredibles or something. I do not remember the word poop in any of those movies. There's a couple of movies we've mentioned that haven't been arriving yet. Namely, I think Shrek has not appeared, and that could comfortably do that. K-pop Demon Hunters will have released by the time this video comes out, because I'm uploading it tomorrow. Maybe could get in? I doubt it. I keep thinking over the hedge. Something's wrong with me, man. Oh, and another one's How to Train Your Dragon 1, which I think could also comfortably, like, just the twins alone, and the way they speak, could probably cover all of those words. Something with, like, a hint of teenage edge, but not really, could comfortably fall into this. A little bit of educational value. Kids learn that even so-called blank people are still human beings. That is a worrying description. Who long to be recognized and loved. Blank shows that not all blank people are unredeemable. Whoa. Okay, I don't think we're talking about dragons anymore. I was kind of thinking it was going to be the twins and that damn dragon. Okay, minor swear words. We've already covered Shrek. Kids learn that even so-called blank people are still human beings. That's... oh man, my brain is not going to go into the right directions with that kind of description. And I call this an amazing? Even so-called blank people as well. That's specific. Like, they're not actually those type of people. They're just people. Long to be loved and recognized. Not all evil people? This might be another movie that's been in a little bit of development hell. I'll be surprised. I don't know if production knows this movie's being made. Because this kind of could fall in line with, like, Megamind. Another one of those videos that I've had scripted and recorded yonks ago. It's just in editing limbo. Because then it would be, even so-called evil people want to be loved and recognized. And not all evil people are unredeemable. Blank shows that. Megamind does not fit into that blank. Elio? Maybe? That was a terrible. Never mind. Man, what else is there, man? Toy people. Weak people? Oh, God, this one stumped me. What have I even covered? I was just looking at my background for, like, a hint. Like, it's not going to be Minecraft, Toy Story, or Wallace and Gromit, even Were People. We've done an Inside Out video, but I don't think that quite fits. But I don't think maybe Derpy the cat up here. Demon people. I don't remember the word poop in K-pop Demon Hunters, but definitely like suckers, losers, butt, and shoot. Even so-called demon people are still something or other. Rumi shows that, or Genu shows that not all evil people are demon people. I think that's probably as close as we can get. Not a lot of language, not very educational, other than Korean cultural influences. Let's lock in K-pop Demon Hunters. It is very much not. Oh, that is Despicable Me. Oh yeah, evil people, of course. How did I say evil people and Despicable Me did not come to mind? And yeah, the Minions would say suckers poop all the time. Minions, my God. There's always at least one question in these quizzes where people are apparently shouting at the screen. I bet this one, immediately the word poop showed up and everyone's like, oh, that's a bloody minion. And I'm the one wearing the banana shirt today and I didn't figure it out. What's wrong with me, man? I'm losing my edge. Actually, I've been losing my edge this entire quiz series. I don't know anything when put on the spot, it seems. Thank goodness I don't have a timer. Film 7. Right. Very little romance and nudity. Gentle, sweet, and understated romance blooms for blank, as well as for a human couple. Blank as well as a human couple. For some reason, the first thing my brain said was B-movie. Not an amazing. We haven't covered it. And also, that is not a B couple and a human couple. That's just a B and a human couple. Okay. God, once again, I'm just like, I've gone back to like what even is left to cover. But a little bit of romance. A duo romance. Ratatouille's done, and the rat does not fall in love with anyone. What else is there that we have covered that we haven't seen? We haven't done How to Train Your Dragon 3, so you can't say dragon couple and human couple there. We haven't done an amazing Ice Age movie, I don't think. And also, no human couples in that one, just a single human baby. Toy Story, any of the franchise, has already shown up in this, but also... Actually, has Toy Story shown up in this? Still, no Toy Story human romance there. Sony movies. What Sony movies have we done? Hotel Transylvania, not an amazing. Emoji Movie, not an amazing. Angry Birds, doesn't have humans. Not an amazing. Has Sony got amazing movies? Mitchells vs. Machines, of course. A Romance Blooms for a human couple, sure. The Little Brother, we didn't do an amazing on it. Did everything else except an amazing. Monsters, Inc. doesn't have a human couple. Finding Dory, not an amazing. That one's a bit controversial, that one. Have we done an amazing Christmas movie? I don't think we have. Only seen breakdowns over a Christmas period. Are there any other Illumination movies we've done? A lot of terribles. Secret Life of Pets 1 and 2. Yeah, no, pass on all of those. A gentle, sweet, understated romance blooms as well. So maybe it's not that upfront. A subtle one. Inside Out 2. We've done that one specifically as an amazing. Understated romance blooms between two emotions. Sadness and embarrassment. Is there a human couple in Inside Out? Because it certainly wasn't the girl that it was hinted at kind of early doors. But Inside Out 2 is currently on my radar. Moving on. Oh dear. Diverse representations flagged for concern. I didn't know Common Sense Media can do that. What does that mean? Like, so high that that's bad? Or not well marked? A comment they're not happy with? What is going on? Human characters of various races appear in the second part of the film, but they're all in minor roles. The film's take on end-stage consumerism is deeply fat-phobic and ableist, using fat people and those in blank as shorthand for laziness and greed. Blank suggests that humans will become better if they lose weight blank blank. I see why it's flagged for concern. It's just a little bit incendiary, for sure. Also, suddenly, an easy pick. You know what movie this is talking about immediately. If we're gonna go on the topic of end-stage consumerism, but also deep fat phobia and ableism, if that's the way you want to read the literacy of this, I can see where you come to that conclusion. A little bit of a different take compared to, gentle, sweet, understated romance. And there is a human couple for that, of course. How did I forget the main... I mentioned it earlier, the Wall-E. Of course, this is like a super romance movie. It's not gentle, sweet, and understated. And there is a human couple relation. I forget Wall-E has human characters in it, to be honest. This is, I'd said it already, this is easily the amazing Wall-E, the perfect Wall-E. I talked about here earlier that we had an old perfect series. As for the fat-phobic angle, I could see the spin they're making there, but it's also part of a larger thing. It's not so much that they are lazy, it's that the consumerist oppression is making them, unable to do the things they want to do. But I can see how there's certainly a debate around it. From a certain lens, it certainly doesn't look great, whilst also it is an exaggeration, but a possible one. It's also bone density in space. Let's not fully get into that conversation. But it certainly makes this quiz answer a whole lot easier. This is the perfect Pixar's Wall-E. Ancient, old school, one of the best they ever made. Wall-E, easy, easy. I can't believe I forgot all of the romance in this movie. Alright, film number 8. Occasional use of words including dummy, sucked, freak show, weirdo, loser, vermin, jerk, hate, runt, butt, bovine excrement as euphemisms for bullshit. Interesting. Now, this kind of just loops us right back to what are the edgy, teenager-y kind of movies. The first thing that again comes to my head is the ones we missed, like How to Train Your Dragon 1. Have we hit that movie yet? Runt would fit well, kind of, because Hiccup is a runt. Bovine excrement is incredibly specific. Weirdly enough, that makes me think Home Alone. Did we do it amazing on the Home Alone movies? I've got a strange history with Home Alone on this channel. Like 5 years ago, I made a Home Alone video every Christmas, and they ended up being some of my most popular ever. Very much not the branding I have now, it's all animated movies. Like, I feel like, you know, they're what the French call les incompetents, whilst also later on saying bovine excrement, you know? I could see it in my head. Dummy and Sucker would fit. I don't think we've done an amazing on Home Alone 1, though. We've done a lot of talk, it's kinda there. Maybe that's a little bit too off-kilter. Maybe I'm falling down the wrong line of thinking here. We'll see. Very little educational value, so I guess it can't be Home Alone. We don't know how to kill somebody now, what a shame. Teaches young audiences that animal behaviors, habitats, food cycles, and more. Man, Kevin McAllister's more feral than I remember. Okay, clearly, this is not Home Alone 1. You could learn about the pigeons in Home Alone 2. I think I'm falling off on 1. This is clearly, like, another over-the-hedge looking thing. This is clearly all the animals. We haven't done over the hedge. All the animals only, but they're a little bit more blunt. I mean, yeah. And then you learn about animal behaviors. If I ever do an amazing over the hedge, these quizzes are immediately going to get more difficult. The fact that I don't actually get to include those means I'm in a good place. But because it says habitat specifically tells me that they are in their habitats, which is not the case in over the hedge. You know what fits the bill? This is the wild robot, isn't it? Just without the robot. This is just the wild. Not to be confused with Disney's The Wild.
Who put that bar there?
Ugh, forget that one out of your memory. I do not want to hear any more about that koala.
They won't got any eucalyptus wipes.
I think, though, that lines up. Bovine excrement could easily be said by some animal. It's the beaver, isn't it? In the tree. That's exactly who that is. We're locking it in. The Wild Robots. Hell yeah, one of the best DreamWorks movies, full stop. And the last they made in-house. Isn't that lovely? The beginning of the end, but a great movie for what it was in that little moment. Pedro Pascal.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically, I'm gonna be honest. I think I missed 1, maybe 2 movies. I'm in a fantastic place. I've been flubbing these quizzes the first 2 times, so to finally be doing well, yeah. Just a little bit of a sore ego on missing Despicable Me 1. That one should have been an open goal.
You're doing too well, if you ask me.
Oh, so you know it was an easy quiz, do you, production? That's horrifying.
For this last batch of questions, you now only get a single hint.
Okay.
How's that for amazing, Daz?
Great. Much better for retention time, and I can actually get through these damn questions quicker. Film number 9. Only little smoking and drugs and drinks. Blank downs a lot of energy drinks in a way that suggests she's drinking something harder. Fun. Average teenage experience. This immediately... Why do I keep going back to Over the Hedge, man? This makes me think of like those classic caffeine shots where someone just gets speed boosted, you know? Whether it's the squirrel in Over the Hedge or the squirrel in Hoodwinked. We have not done an amazing Hoodwinked. I would love to make that video. Maybe sometime in January. And it's those moments where like they go super speed mode, you know, Quicksilver before Quicksilver. But I don't think that's what this is. Blank downs a lot of energy drinks in a way. Somehow that also kind of gives me vibes of Wreck-It Ralph, but we've only done the terrible Wreck-It Ralph 2. But as it is for right now, there is another character I can think of, because it feels like as well, it's not like at a shop, right? Wreck-It Ralph would do it in a bar, or like Vanellope would do it in a bar, in a gaming bar. This, I believe I remember, yes, this is Inside Out 2, when Anxiety does it. Where does she get energy drinks inside of Riley's nervous system? I have no idea. But it's her drinking a bunch and then having an anxiety attack. Classic, you know? Just a canon event for everybody. Locking it in now, Inside Out 2. And you said this was getting harder. Production, what are you doing? Film number 9 is, in fact, bam, Inside Out 2. What a relief I haven't done Inside Out 1, otherwise I'd have to actually juggle and remember who's who and what's what and which one's which. I'll take it. Hell yeah. Film number 10. Ooh, okay, there's the big one. And going right into diverse representations. Okay, that's a little scary sometimes. The characters are all light-skinned blank. I shudder to think what word is behind that. And the main hero, blank, is a boy. Limb differences in two central characters are portrayed sensitively, and bullying is shown to be wrong. Minor characters also have limb differences, which are implied to be battle wounds. Okay, immediately that is not Elio, also not an amazing. I'm like 12 questions in and I still haven't worked out the vibe. On the downside, disabled characters still must demonstrate incredibly heroics to gain respect. Women are physically strong and emotionally tough, but the main female character still winds up as a love interest. Ooh, I love this. This is like a nice sort of like, not a nice comment, but like, yeah, like a aware, interesting takes spinning around it. This is like a nice little breakdown. And surprisingly specific. The characters are all light-skinned. Okay. Unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily help pinpoint like the year this movie was made, but what can you do? The main hero is a boy, but there's a main female who winds up as a love interest. So that also kind of doesn't nail it down very much. A little bit generic in that way, that's fine. Minor characters have limb differences implied to be battle wounds. That's interesting. Everyone's battle worn. It's like the Shrek characters don't get beaten up that badly. Also, at this point, we've kind of covered a lot of what's left. But we have got a couple, like, I know a year ago, we did the SpongeBob movie, which has pirates, of course, with their peg leg. Have we done Were-Rabbit yet? I don't know if we touched on Were-Rabbit. Disabled characters? Yeah, but limb differences. Unless you count the top of a forehead as a limb difference. I don't quite think that applies. The other main one that's been on my mind for ages now, it's been on my mind so much, I can't even tell if we've already had the answer to it yet, would also be How to Train Your Dragon 1, which is constant war battling, fighting against dragons. Gobber has certainly lost a limb. Hiccup loses his limb. They are all light-skinned, especially in the animation. You have a strong female character, but still ends up as a love interest. I can see how that's a flaw in some cases. But yes, also the dragon is losing a little bit of its wing. But no, I think this is quite simply How to Train Your Dragon 1, unless you're throwing me through a loop. Let's see it. Well, I'm living on a high. Maybe I don't even need this win if it's wrong. It is How to Train Your Dragon 1. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting too happy with this. And now we're here. Final question. Why do I feel like I'm falling into a trap, though? Like, I've had such a good run. I feel like this last one's gonna just throw me so far off. What is it? What? I don't even know what's left.
Final question. Get ready. Film 11.
Whew. Oh, it's a short one with a lot of blanks, huh? Characters in peril. Blank wave pitchforks and torches. A blank explodes. Scary blank, who is much less scary when blank. One character is eaten in one gulp by blank. What god-awful war movie with aliens have I been watching with this? An Amazing does this? Characters in peril does not necessarily lie things down. Although I don't think we're going to be seeing a repeat, so I don't think it's going to be like Wild Robot again, or Toy Story again. Waving pitchforks and torches makes me think Shrek 1, but we already had that with the earlier thing. It wasn't a romance question, and it wasn't the fairy tale question, but somehow Shrek 1 seems relevant to a lot of those. A blank explodes because scary blank. What? Something explodes scarily. Oh god, what? Again, Toy Story blows up a combat Carl. A lot of explosions happen in How to Train Your Dragon. A blank explodes because of scary blank, who is much less scary when blank. Who is much less scary when blank. Okay, what else have we done? We've done Monsters, Inc. as well recently, which similarly could have scary as a vibe. Characters in peril, yeah, like the torture suckling machine. Waving pitchforks and torches. I don't remember that specifically with Monsters, Inc. Pitchforks and torches. Oh, a blank explodes is kind of like the early version of the, again, another big dome, where in the original version it was an explosion, but it was 2001. They didn't want a city exploding. Scary blankety blank, who is much less scary when they take their glasses off. I don't know, Randall or something. Much less scary when Sully comes and saves the day. One character is eaten in one gulp by. Is somebody eaten in Monsters, Inc.?
Picked me up and shook me like a dog.
Oh, there's something that fits the bill. The other main pitchforks and torches movie scene is the beginning of Shrek 1. A character getting eaten in one gulp is typically the ending for a bad villain. If it's not Captain Hook in Hook, it is Lord Farquaad getting eaten by a dragon last second. A blank explodes. A castle explodes. I don't know what explodes in there. Scary dragon sets ablaze the castle, who is much less scary when being seduced by a weird donkey dude. Characters in peril, lava, bridge, all that good stuff. I think there's 3 good contenders here. I'm gonna play my bets on the spinning wheel here. It's either a movie that's a terrible, that I now rebranding to amazing, is an amazing movie we haven't actually released yet, but production knows about, or it's an amazing we've already seen in this quiz, but we're running it again. I'm gonna run with running it again Shrek 1. We'll get around to all the Shrek movies. We've done terrible Shrek 3 though, so consider that a look. I'm locking it in. Final answer, final question goes towards Shrek 1. Show it to me again. Film 11. Shrek 1, baby. I got like 1 or 2 wrong. I'll take it. Thank you very much. But it all loops back to the beginning with Luigi. Luigi came in clutch to get me started, and I've been rolling ever since.
Alright, Daz, you have survived the quiz. Yay. How'd you do? And was it better or worse than the last quiz?
I don't actually remember exactly. Editor, tell me if I'm wrong. Otherwise, plug in a 10. Hell yeah. If it's not 10 and it's the other number, that is a terrible, terrible quiz score. And I'm sorry in advance. For the love of everything, I sure hope I didn't get 2 questions wrong. We'll see.
Have an amazing day or whatever.
And that'll do for the animated amazing quiz this time around, judged by its terrible descriptions. If you've been playing along, please do tell us where you had highs and lows. Tell us your scores down below. We're still experimenting with this series, so we may do it all the more, or maybe it's dead after this one. And of course, feel free to check out all sorts of our other amazing movie videos if you're interested in seeing some of those directly. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this little back and forth with myself and the quiz series, and we'll finally put a pin on it there for now. Do let us know your thoughts on future topics and spins we can do with this. We got a few ideas going, but I'd certainly be open to hearing about more. And on that note, I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio! Man, I nailed that one. Ah, what a great start to my day.